Hi there. A lot of people talk about office to residential conversion, but you know, sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes it actually makes sense to keep an office as an office. And that's exactly what we've done in this building here. And I thought I'd, in this video, give you a little guided tour and explain what we're doing with this serviced office project in the heart of St. Albans. Now, one thing I always say is you should let the figures of the deal do the talking and tell you what you should actually do with the project. So we're in an office building, and you see some outside shots. We're in an office building in St. Albans. Originally the idea was to convert this into residential use. But what's happened here in St. Albans is that more than 300,000 square foot of office space has been lost to residential conversion over the last few years. And what has that meant? Well, that's meant that there is a desperate shortage of premium, decent office accommodation right here in the centre of town. Now, the office market has changed dramatically over the years. It used to be the case that you'd rent an office on a 5 or 10 or even 15, 20-year long-term lease. But there's a massive problem for businesses renting offices and putting down such a long-term commitment up front. Even a 5-year lease commitment is too long for most businesses, because the problem is, if I am a business and I'm renting a space for 5 years, then on day one, that space is either too small for me or too big for me. And it's highly unlikely to be the right size for my changing requirements over the years. And that's meant that what businesses want is a lot more flexibility. What they really want is HMOs, but in office space. And that's essentially what a serviced office is. So we're converting this 10,500 square foot building, instead of being one office or renting it out floor by floor to longer term tenancies, what we're doing is splitting it up into smaller office suites for businesses which have 3 to 4 people, and providing a sort of all-you-can-eat buffet kind of package, if you like, where electricity and air conditioning and internet and all of these sort of things are just bundled in. There's also use of shared communal facilities such as a boardroom and kitchens for teas and coffees and the like. And all of that comes in at just one simple payment per month, which the businesses pay, and they're only signed in for a 12-month period. And because we're building a range of suites here of different sizes, what businesses are already doing is they're moving in, and they might be a 2-person business, but then in a year's time they're looking to take on a couple more people, and then they can move within the business centre and occupy a larger suite which meets their needs then. So let's just show you around. So we're standing in a space which occupies the whole of one floor. It's about 2,700 square foot. And it used to be let out to basically one business on a 10-year lease. Now what we're doing is turning it into, as I mentioned before, the HMO of office space, which is the serviced office model. What we're forming here is 14 separate suites, which will be rented to smaller businesses, and there'll be a shared meeting room, kitchen facilities, and the like. This is the first vlog we're doing. We're going to take you through this project so you'll see it all the way through to completion. But what we're doing to start with is just getting the services in, because you can see what they're doing in the ceiling here is basically redoing the electrics. The AC is all happening this week as well. So we're getting the service infrastructure to lay electricity and Cat5 or Cat6 cabling, internet cabling, into each suite. The other big change that's happening is the AC, because before this whole space was under one AC kind of controller because it was one office. Now we've got to get a much more sophisticated system to give each suite the level of controllability with their climate control. So all that work is happening, and then next week when we do our next vlog, you'll start to see the walls going up to define these sort of shapes. So what we have is we've designed the layout so that there are a whole bunch of suites over the back of the building, because everyone likes windows. So as far as possible, the suites have been configured and designed so that they have a window view. There are some internal suites where basically, because they don't have natural light, we're kind of using those spaces for things like the communal kitchen areas and also putting a meeting room there. Whereas we're reserving the prime space, if you like, for the suites with the external facing windows. The other key thing here is to have a mix of suites. So we've configured this building so that we've got 2-person suites, 3 to 4-person suites, 6-person suites, and even 8 to 10-person suites. What we've discovered is it's best to cater for a variety of different businesses to allow people to scale up and scale down their operations, and for you to provide space for their businesses as they grow or contract. They don't have to move out of the centre. So that's been a kind of essential ingredient. The economics, the business case for doing this is pretty similar to an HMO. When you do an HMO, obviously there is more rental, if you like, than if you did a single family let. But of course, you've got to factor in the fact that you're covering all the bills and voids for individual suites, individual rooms. So it's a very, very similar kind of model and logic and economics of doing the serviced offices. So works have just started here. It's only been week 1. It's been pretty much strip out and put in the infrastructure for each suites. Next time you join us, we'll be putting up the walls and you'll start to see some of these suites take shape. So join us in the next video. Remember, there's plenty on our site, so subscribe, like, and all that sort of stuff. We put out new content every week. And if you want to meet us, join us at the next Baker Street Property Meet, last Wednesday of every month. Details are in the description below. If you've got any comments or questions you want to ask about this serviced office project, comment, and we'll do our best to answer them in the next video. Bye for now and happy investing. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, hit the bell icon. As soon as we upload, we'll let you know. And enjoy these. They're all dedicated to helping you be more successful in property. Happy investing!